This is the story of how a group of Mormon mom influencers went from wholesome TikTok dances to swinging scandals, arrests, and reality TV stardom. And one cast member just admitted she's only in it for Dancing with the Stars. The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives on Hulu has become an absolute phenomenon, pulling off numbers that shocked the streaming world. The first season became the most watched unscripted premiere on Hulu in 2024, and it was the first Hulu unscripted series to crack Nielsen's streaming rankings. 20 more episodes are coming in 2026. The show landed an Emmy nomination, and the real tea is that all of this started with a sex scandal that broke the internet back in 2022. Let me take you back to where this all began. Taylor Frankie Paul started creating TikTok content in Salt Lake City around 2020 and 2021, and by January 2022, she officially launched the hashtag MomTalk with a core group that included Whitney Leavitt, Michaela Matthews, and Macy Neely. These women were challenging gender role stigmas in Mormon culture, while sharing motherhood content, lifestyle videos, and viral dances that people couldn't get enough of. The whole thing exploded. Taylor grew her following to 4.7 million on TikTok, and at its peak, about 25 women cycled through this group. What's wild is that every single one of these women became the primary breadwinners for their families through social media income, meaning Mormon moms were out-earning their husbands by posting dance videos and aesthetic content about their lives. Everything looked perfect from the outside. Wholesome family moments, parenting advice, beautiful Utah backdrops filling everyone's feeds. May 2022 changed all of that. Taylor posted a TikTok on May 20th, 2022, announcing she was getting divorced and living alone with her 2 kids. 3 days later, she posted another video with the caption, "My entire life falling apart," and people were confused and concerned until Taylor went live on TikTok and dropped an absolute bombshell that nobody saw coming. She revealed that she and her ex-husband Tate Paul had been engaging in what she called soft swinging with other Mormon couples. Taylor's definition of soft swinging was, you do other things, but you don't go all the way, meaning no penetrative sex allowed. And the agreement was that these activities only happened when all spouses were present and aware of what was going on. That's where it gets messy. Taylor admitted she stepped out of that agreement by hooking up with someone when her husband wasn't around. And then she said something that sent the internet into a complete frenzy.
Swing with each other.
No, it was me and another one of our cast members that will be coming on season 2, as you can.
Her exact words were, "No one was innocent and everyone is hooked up with everyone in this situation." Group parties involved couples blindfolding each other and guessing which husband they were kissing. One incident she described had 4 wives dressed in short shorts, and Taylor said they were so drunk we were making out, and we were on top of each other. And they all filmed it on their phones. At least 4 couples were involved in this whole arrangement. Miranda McWhorter and her ex-husband Chase were heavily involved, as were Braden and McKenna Rowley. But Whitney Leavitt, Macy Neely, and Michaela Matthews all denied participating in any of it. The fallout was immediate and brutal. This went viral beyond TikTok, and Reddit went absolutely crazy with speculation about who was involved. Everyone lost followers, brand deals evaporated overnight, and reputations were completely destroyed.
Oh, it was soft swinging.
Yeah, so I would call it inexperienced open relationship. Obviously, we were all in our 20s, so.
Taylor got ostracized from the group, and the scandal directly led to Hulu creating the reality show several months later. Whitney is at the center of the current drama, so let's talk about her. She's 31 or 32 years old and has been married to Connor Leavitt since August 2016, after they both attended Brigham Young University. Though Whitney actually first met Connor's family during her Mormon mission in Georgia back in 2010. When the swinging scandal broke, Whitney wasn't involved in any of that. She had her own scandal brewing, though, and this is where things get really complicated for her. Rumors started circulating on Reddit in 2022 that Connor had a Tinder profile. Whitney and Connor posted a now-deleted YouTube video on December 18, 2022, confirming it was true, and the details were bad. Throughout their entire marriage, Connor had an active Tinder profile where he was sending and receiving nude photos from women on the app. Whitney claims it never became physical, and there were no in-person meetups. Connor tied his behavior to a pornography addiction that stemmed from childhood sexual trauma, revealing he was raped at age 5. Whitney said she initially thought the profile was just a joke until she actually confronted him about it. Whitney made a crucial mistake when season 1 started filming that would define her role in the entire show. She had moved to Hawaii and initially lied about why, blaming it on escaping Taylor's swinging drama and all the negative attention that came with it. Eventually, she had to come clean to the Mom Talk group about the real reason, which was Connor's Tinder scandal. During this emotional confession, something incredibly awkward happened. Taylor revealed she was having a miscarriage right then and there, and Whitney in her confessional was annoyed that Taylor stole her moment. This perfectly captures Whitney's role throughout the series. The cast and viewers see her as someone who stirs up drama, but then falls back on a holier-than-thou attitude when she gets rejected. She tried to become the leader of Mom Talk after Taylor's scandal, and even created a subgroup called The Saints for more devout members, which made everyone else feel ostracized and left out. Her power grab failed because she couldn't get past Taylor's influence in the group. Whitney voluntarily left Mom Talk by the end of season 1. She felt hurt that no one chased her down or tried to get her to stay. She announced she was pregnant and framed the whole thing as focusing on family instead of drama. Let me give you some context on how massive this show actually became. Season 1 premiered September 6, 2024, with 8 episodes and hit number 7 on Nielsen streaming ratings for the week of September 2nd through 8th. Season 2 dropped May 15, 2025, with 10 episodes and pulled in 5 million global viewers in its first 5 days across Disney Plus and Hulu combined. Season 3 premiered November 13, 2025, and debuted as the #1 show on Hulu's Top 15 Today list. Hulu announced on November 25, 2025, that they're renewing it for 20 additional episodes for early 2026, and the show even got an Emmy nomination along the way. Critics are calling it essential viewing. Harper's Bazaar called it a juicy hit, and Decider said the format is unlike any other reality show out there. They're right about that, because this show does something most reality TV won't do, which is break the fourth wall completely. They openly discuss contracts, payment disputes, and why people are really there filming. Which brings us back to Whitney. Whitney appeared minimally in season 2 since she'd left the group. She came back for season 3, though, and she admitted something on camera that producers say bulldozed the fourth wall in a way they'd never seen before. Whitney openly stated that she returned to film season 3, specifically to be eligible for a Dancing with the Stars audition. The season 3 premiere included narration from Macy and Michaela explaining that Whitney left after season 2 because she couldn't get a role in a scripted series and tickets to the Oscars in return for participation. Macy's quote was, "I just don't think Whitney can stay away because in general people want their clout." Michaela added that she definitely likes things to be about her. Whitney got exactly what she wanted. She was cast on Dancing with the Stars season 34, alongside another cast member, Jen Affleck, with Whitney partnered with Mark Ballas and Jen partnered with Jan Ravnik. This created a whole new level of drama between them. Jen claims that since the day she met Whitney, she told her that Dancing with the Stars was literally one of her dreams. But the minute Whitney saw there was an opportunity, she suddenly claimed she'd always wanted it too. Jen straight up said Whitney is only there for herself and her own opportunities. Whitney admitted in her confessional that Dancing with the Stars was a big motivator to stay in the Mom Talk group. Jen was eliminated from Dancing with the Stars on October 28, 2025. Cameras caught Whitney smiling and then quickly covering her mouth when it happened. Whitney was eliminated on November 19, 2025, and didn't make the finale. After Jen's elimination, Jen said on TikTok Live that she would be rooting for a former Mom Talk person, but we won't be getting into that. Jen told E! News in November 2025 they have no relationship and are not on good terms. Whitney addressed the feud on the Call Her Daddy podcast in November 2025 and said, More will be revealed in season 4. Connor became a fan favorite on Dancing with the Stars despite not competing. He attended every episode with themed t-shirts and costumes, posted emotional TikToks after Whitney's performances, and even joined Whitney and Mark Ballas on the dance floor for dedication night on October 14, 2025. About that Tinder scandal, Whitney and Connor stayed together and worked through it in therapy, and she announced her third pregnancy. She gave birth in December 2024, and on their 9-year anniversary in August 2025, she posted on Instagram that she can't imagine ever loving anyone the way she loves Connor.
We'd go to couples therapy, and he was like, you need to divorce this past relationship that you have and basically start.
Whitney said on the Off the Vine podcast in October 2024, and this is a direct quote, "Do I need to put out a sex tape or something because, trust me, we're good and everything's fine." Persistent online rumors claimed they're in a lavender marriage with speculation that Connor was on Grindr, not Tinder. Both of them have repeatedly denied this. While Whitney was chasing Dancing with the Stars, Taylor Frankie Paul's story took a much darker turn. She was arrested on February 17, 2023 for domestic violence after a drunken argument with her then-boyfriend Dakota Mortensen. Taylor was upset that Dakota wouldn't take her to a concert. She threw her phone and a wooden playset at him, then threw heavy metal chairs at him with one of them leaving holes in the walls. Despite Dakota warning her to stop because her 5-year-old daughter was next to him on the couch, Taylor threw another chair that struck her daughter in the head and left a goose egg bump. Video evidence showed Taylor kicking Dakota, putting him in a chokehold, and hitting him multiple times. Dakota reported feeling scared for his life and had redness and swelling around his eyes, swelling on his elbow, scratches on his fingers, and a laceration on his neck. Police arrived and witnessed Taylor hit Dakota, and she admitted to throwing the chairs and playset. She was charged on February 28, 2023, with 2 felony counts of domestic violence in the presence of a child, 1 felony count of aggravated assault, 1 misdemeanor count of child abuse, and 1 misdemeanor count of criminal mischief. Taylor took a plea deal in August 2023. She pled guilty to aggravated assault, and the other charges were dismissed. She was sentenced to 1 day in jail with credit for time served and 3 years probation. And she had to get substance abuse and domestic violence evaluations, and couldn't violate any laws above a minor traffic violation. She returned to TikTok on March 18, 2023, saying, "It's been a minute and missed you guys." Taylor announced 1 year of sobriety on TikTok in February 2024 and said last year on this day was like the worst day of my life, and that was for sure my rock bottom wake-up call moment. She and Dakota continued dating after the arrest and welcomed a son named Ever in March 2024. They finally split in September or December 2024, depending on the source. Taylor accused Dakota of cheating, which was covered in Season 2, and Dakota filed for custody in June 2025 in a case that involves allegations of child abuse or domestic violence. Body camera footage from Taylor's arrest was featured in Season 1 of the show. The latest twist came on September 10, 2025, when Taylor announced on the Call Her Daddy podcast that she's been cast as the lead of The Bachelorette Season 22 airing March 2026. She's the first Bachelorette lead with no prior Bachelor franchise connection, and the first lead with a domestic violence conviction. As of November 2025, she's currently filming while the other Mormon wives continue their own seasons. On that same Call Her Daddy appearance in September 2025, Taylor said about her arrest that she never intentionally did anything with her children, and it was a blessing in disguise because it helped her wake up. Where things stand now. 3 seasons have been released in 14 months from September 2024 to November 2025. The cast has been filming very consistently with only a few months between seasons, and producers acknowledge the filming schedule has been such a challenge for cast and crew that they're working on finding a balance for the future. The show has become known for breaking the fourth wall and openly discussing contracts, motivations, and reality TV mechanics in ways most shows would never touch. Contract disputes led to cast member Demi Engelmann leaving over payment issues in seasons 2 and 3. Whitney allegedly wanted a scripted series role and Oscars tickets in addition to her reality show contract. What started as a group of Mormon moms trying to challenge gender role stigmas in their culture has become a full-blown reality TV empire. Taylor Frankie Paul described Mom Talk perfectly when she said we're just powerful women trying to change the stigma of gender roles in the Mormon culture. The question is, at what cost? We've watched swinging scandals unfold, seen infidelity exposed, witnessed domestic violence arrests play out on camera, watched friendship betrayals destroy relationships, and now we're seeing open admissions that cast members are using the show as a stepping stone to other opportunities. Whitney's confession that she came back specifically for Dancing with the Stars eligibility might be the most honest moment in reality TV history. Most reality stars pretend they're there for genuine reasons, or because they care about the friendships. Whitney just said the quiet part out loud without any filter, and that's actually the most authentic thing about the show. It's messy and complicated, and nobody's pretending to be perfect anymore. The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives has exposed something bigger than just mom talk drama. It's shown us what happens when influencer culture, religious expectations, fame, and personal demons all collide in one explosive mix. 20 more episodes are coming in 2026. Taylor's looking for love on The Bachelorette, and this story is far from over.